Welcome back to my channel. This video is gonna be about the interview questions you might get asked, and it will be mostly university track focused because I have applied to university track twice, like I mentioned before, in 2022 and 2024, and both of the time I passed the university round. So I will be talking about each year's questions and how I did answer those questions. And at the end of the video, there will be some tips that might help you to prepare for your interview. So yeah, let's get started. First question I was asked during my uh, interview was, of course, it's self-introduction. So make sure you prepare a self-introduction, not too long, not too short, something very precise and something that defines you really well, something not really a lot unrelated to your major or something, but yeah, just prepare something precise and good self introduction which can create a really good impression. So yeah, the second question I was asked was about related to my certificates. So I submitted a lot of certificates related to my extracurricular activities, especially related to karate. And I was asked some questions like how long I have learned karate, and talk about some of my achievements because I have submitted a lot of certificates, like I mentioned. So my highest achievement was like the state tournament. I talked about that, and yeah, so it seemed like they were very impressed by my extracurricular activities. And after that, the question I was asked was regarding my graduation certificate, because of 2022 I applied with expected graduation certificate. That means I didn't have my graduation certificate by that time. So they asked me how long it takes for my university to issue a graduation certificate and so on. They seemed very concerned about that fact, and that was the thing that was kind of making me feel a little bit nervous because I didn't even know how long it might take for my university to issue the graduation certificate. So I kind of said that because of COVID, it might get delayed. However, I have requested my university to issue the certificates and so on and all. The third question was about why did I decide to change my major? Now, that question was very important, and I think that question also plays a huge role because if you're changing your major, um, they're gonna ask you that question. Uh, like there is a high possibility they will ask, so make sure you prepare that. And the answer was from my personal statement, of course, because I defined everything there. So I talked about it, why I decided to change my major and why it was not any other major but film. Coming to the fifth question they asked me was like, what is the problem I might face in Korea while living alone without my family? In that question, I also mentioned that make sure you do not say, oh, there is nothing, no problem, I can manage it in every situation, I'm the most perfect version of human being. Oh, you don't know, I'm okay with every situation. You don't need to be like that. You might face problem as well, like everyone does. So make sure you think about it beforehand, and so that you just don't need to think at that point like, what problem I might face in Korea. You don't need to be like that. So try to think of it beforehand. And I think for me, I said it could be the food because I really love Indian food so much. So without Indian food, it might get a little bit hard, for sure. But I'm slowly getting accustomed to Korean food because like we have like quite a lot of Korean restaurant in our city, and not only that, I can cook by myself. So yeah, I think this is how I'm gonna solve my problem. So when they're asking about what problem you might face, make sure you come up with a problem and a solution as well, like how you're gonna manage in that situation. Don't just say, oh, I think this will be my problem, that's it. No, come up with a solution, like how you are planning to get over it. in that way the answer will be like good. So yeah, to the next question, which was about what's my favorite movie and why it's my favorite movie. I'm a film major student, so of course they were gonna ask that question, and I kind of knew that. So I talked about my favorite movie and I said why it's my favorite. I went in detail. What I did was I tried to analyze the movie based on my thoughts, my perspective, like how I think of that movie, and I just talked about it. That's it. I didn't really read any reviews or anything. Like, you all might know, like the movie called Parasite. It's like one of the best movie we can talk about, but I just talked about how I felt about the movie, why I love that movie, which approaches made me um, so much interested about this movie. So yeah, make sure you make it very personalized and think about it beforehand, so that you just don't need to think about all of these questions um, while you are getting interviewed. So these are the all questions which I was asked back in 2022. However, in 2024, the questions were less in number, and the questions I was asked, obviously, the first one was self introduction, but this time it was in Korean because this time I submitted a topic. So they asked me if I can introduce myself in Korean, and you know what? I knew that's coming. I knew that's coming, so I kind of prepared a self introduction beforehand. Like, even though you are really good at Korean, like, imagine you are really good at Korean, but while you're getting interviewed, you're already nervous. So I think it's always better to prepare beforehand, like the self introduction stuff and everything. And if you're submitting topic, it's my request to you, like, prepare a self introduction in Korean, like a basic one. You don't have to go really in deep or something, but just prepare something beforehand. Make sure you just don't need to I'm sorry, I cannot introduce myself in Korean, can I go and introduce myself in English? I think it's better always if you're prepared. So yeah, I introduced myself, and then they asked me what was my favorite movie and why. This time, of course, the answer was same because the years has changed. But um, my favorite movie, I think, Parasite has always been one of my favorite movies. So I just talked about it, and I explained the reason. The professor seemed really impressed by my answer as well. Like, you can see the facial expression, and you can get okay, this person is actually impressed by my answer. So I was like, then they also asked me, I'm not sure if they asked me this question, but probably they did, like, why did I choose this major and all. So I talked about it again. And the last question, which I clearly remember, was, is there any question you want to ask the professor? Make sure you ask a question. Make sure you just don't say, no, I don't have any question, thank you. No, you are not supposed to do that. You are supposed to ask a question to the professor. Think of some relevant question that might actually help you, because imagine you are selected. Now what? You are gonna face lots of challenges. So make sure you think of those challenges beforehand and think of the questions that you might need to ask the professor. So me, no, I was not prepared for that question. So it was like it came just suddenly to me, and I was like, I cannot say no, I don't have any question, but I had to come up with an interesting question. So at the time, I was thinking, what thing I need to ask her? What question I need to ask the professor? Oh my god, I was so confused. Then I realized, wait, I'm changing my major. So basically, I almost know nothing. And here is the thing. This is what I need to ask. So I asked the professor, someone who is changing her major from a different major to film, how can they actually prepare themselves for masters in film, like what books they should read, or what should they do, like how can they prepare themselves. So the professor explained that you can start pre-reading the papers when you are in Korea, when you are like maybe before 2 to 3 months. before the degree program you can start reading the papers. You can come to our campus. We have like a museum and stuff. You can just go through all the stuffs there, talk to the seniors or professors and all. So I got a clear idea, okay, this is how the things are gonna go. This is how I can prepare myself before master, because there's lots of students who are actually coming from film or multimedia major, and they have like a lot of idea about this uh, whole program. But me, no, I don't have any idea about it. So I kind of asked that question, and there the interview was done. Now there are a few things I need to talk about. So I was interviewed with one of my friend. She was like really amazing. She was already working in a film company, if I'm not wrong, and she was really amazing, like really amazing. So I was scared, like among both of us, maybe they're gonna select her because she's already from this major, and like she has some advantage for sure. For me, it was just like knowing Korean language, but when it comes to the major, professors often tend to select someone who is actually from that major, who is already working in that major. So I was low-key scared, but did I show it? No, absolutely not. I didn't. I kind of tried to look as much confident as possible. I kept smile, and I tried to answer all the questions really confidently. And I think, like, unfortunately, my friend was not selected. But here's the thing: I felt like she deserved it as much as I deserved it. But somehow, it was just my best day, so I just could get this. However, there are a few tips from my side. Like, with all the experiences I have so far, I think there are a few things you need to know. If you're getting group interviewed, make sure you let them know your opinion very clearly. Like, imagine a situation, you and another interviewee, both of you have kind of a similar perspective and similar answer. But make sure you go personalized. Don't think, oh, she just said it, now I cannot say it, oh my gosh, that's bad. No, you prepared it. I'm pretty sure you will have some more detail about it. So go for it. Don't just give up on it. And also, there is another thing I would say: read your personal statement and study plan as many times as you can, because all the answers are there. You will be asked questions from there. Your extracurricular certificates, all the certificates you are submitting, all the experience, all the research work, whatever you have done, make sure you know yourself very well. Otherwise, that's not gonna work. And the university where you are applying to, make sure you know about that university too. Like, if they have any club related to that major, if they have some events related to that major, or maybe if there is any particular publications, any magazine they're releasing based on that major, they have some significant works related to that major, make sure you know that. And also, there is another thing: current affairs, like global and Korea focused, related to your major. So whatever is going on in the major you're applying to, make sure you have a very clear idea about it, especially what's going on in Korea, and globally if there is some popular incidents from some popular maybe movie release, some movie that recently got Oscar, or maybe some other events that's going on. You need to know everything about it. And also, another question that comes again and again, like I have heard it so many times, it's like, why Korea, why that particular university? Make sure you know that. Like, make sure you know it very well, why out of all the countries you're choosing Korea, and why that particular university. Make sure you have separate answer for both of this. So if you're prepared for all this, I think you're actually prepared for interview. You know a lot of stuff. They're actually not gonna ask you some academic question in general. I mean, there is a high probability they won't. So make sure you know yourself very well, and you know what you are going to do. So that's gonna work. That's it. So all the best for your interview. Thanks for watching the video. It would be really nice if you like and subscribe to this video because it's just clicking a button, right? So do it for me. Bye, see you in the next video.